Hi, this is Gareth, and I'm very pleased to show all of the new scrolls that have been added to the test server. There are 39 in total. I'm not 40, as was reported on Twitter. There is a link which I'll put into this video to my Imgur account, which will list all of the scrolls themselves. And a number of my good friends are also doing videos describing what they think about the various scrolls themselves. What I'll do is I'll go through them individually, just give you a description of them so you've got a better idea as you're watching through. And by all means, please put comments and thoughts into below the video. Now, this basically means that we still have one more energy scroll to be added, which is kind of cool. A number of the energy guys have been playing them. They still think that it's not quite up to par with all the rest, but again, everybody thinks everybody else is overpowered anyway, don't they? So we have 3, 6, 8 order, 3, 6, 8 energy. We have 3, 6, 9, is it? 3, 6, yeah, 3, 6, 9. 3, 6, 9 growth, and we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 14 decay. So that basically puts decay on par with all the rest of them. So we've got a fair few. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first of energy is Aging Knight. Now it's a human creature, human knight, and each time Aging Knight attacks, its base countdown is increased by 1. It's a 2/1/2. We have Caller's Bane. When enchanted unit deals combat damage to an idol, other idols on the same side are dealt 1 damage. It's interesting. Refined Strategy. Move target structure to an unoccupied tile on your board. Its countdown is decreased by 1. Now, I assume that would imply that it's actually only your own structures you can do that with. Royal Banner. All non-human units get countdown increased by 2 after attacking. So I would certainly say that that's pointing towards growth and decay there. Might point to anybody else really, isn't it? I think only the kin folks probably wouldn't be affected by those. Vigor Extraction. Target unit's countdown is increased by 2. If countdown is then 4 or more, increase decay by 1. So we suddenly have now one of the cross-resource, cross-faction scrolls, which people have been asking for. So it's splashing. Mystic Altar. When countdown is 0, you may increase countdown of target creature you control by 2 and draw a scroll. I think you're starting to see a theme here with the order ones here. 2 target units switch countdown values. That's Tempo Theft. And Wings Captain, which is something we've seen a number of times or referenced to. When Wings Captain's countdown becomes 0, all adjacent soldiers have their countdown decreased by 1 and their move increased by 1. Now I think we can see here that with the majority of these order scrolls, it's all based around movement, around the board, and sort of increased attacking and so on, or decreased attacking. It's sort of going certainly towards the whole ethos of order with that. So that's cool. Now onto energy. Now Machinated, which is an enchantment. Enchanted creature gets base countdown increased by 1 and attack increased by 5. It's kind of cool. Supercharged. At the beginning of each of your turns, enchanted unit makes a ranged attack dealing 1 damage. Interesting. Canonetta. She is a human tribesman. 2/2/3, and she has piercing and ranged attack. Now piercing, so that means whenever Canonetta deals damage, half of that damage, rounded down, is dealt to the next target on that row. We then have, Dark Strike. Now deal 2 damage to target unit. If that unit is destroyed, increase decay by 1. So certainly this is an interesting way of increasing decay. It's not following along the usual memorials. Now, Machine Divinator. Machine Divinator does not attack. Your structure's health is increased by 1. And when you play a structure scroll, draw an extra scroll. That's interesting. Scout Automaton. It has ranged attack and armor 1. And all other automatons you control get +1 attack. So that seems to be quite interesting. We have Siege Cracker. When Siege Cracker deals damage to idols, it deals 5 extra damage. Cool. And State Machine. When a creature comes into play on a permanent side, State Machine deals 1 damage to that creature. When State Machine's countdown reaches 0, State Machine is destroyed. Okay. So, certainly there's a mixed bag there. Now onto growth. We have Erode. The target structure on your side is dealt 2 damage, increase decay by 1. You have Owl, which is a 1/2/1. It's a beast. It's not a beast with 1/2/1, but it's a beast type. This will only become of use, or certainly importance, when we go to one of the other scrolls here. Appurtenance. Enchanted unit gets +1 health each beast you control. We have Kinfolk Ranger, which is a human kinfolk. It's a 2/2/3. I think some people were hoping that was going to be a ranged attack, but unfortunately it's not. Untainted. Enchanted unit cannot be targeted by spells or abilities, which I think some people are happy that they can put that into their kinfolk, or even perhaps onto the Great Wolf. Now the important thing with Untainted is it cannot be targeted by spells, but it can by enchantments. So you can enchant it up yourself, but you just can't cast spells on it. Berserker. Human kinfolks, 44. Whenever Berserker takes damage, Berserker's attack is increased by 1. At the beginning of your turn, Berserker heals 1 point of health. That's certainly a nice looking scroll there. Fierce Tactics. All your creatures are relentless until end of turn. That's an interesting spell. I've got to stop saying interesting. Oak Blood. Enchanted creature gains +6 health. Now that's a very good one. It's very interesting. That's a good one. You start throwing that one onto your Great Wolf. 5 resource cost, and suddenly they become fat, as people say. Now we have what makes the owl relevant here, the 1/2/1. Sister of the Owl. Now this is a goodie. 2 owls are summoned together with Sister of the Owl. Whenever an owl does damage, Sister of the Owl's attack increases by 1. Whenever an owl is destroyed, Sister of the Owl's health increases by 1. Now, Blinky was playing through this on the stream when this all came out, and he actually got his sister up to 15 health, and I think it was 4 or 6 attack. So he was quite giddy. Now, okay, so that's the growth. We're on to decay. Now, these are the ones which hopefully bring them back up to the same level as everybody else. But this will be all again a difference to different approach to decay as the other ones. So it's very exciting, I think, for me to see what's going to happen with these. Okay, so we have Ripper, which is a 2/2/2. It's a human. Not a huge amount in there. Better people than I would be able to tell you how useful that will necessarily be. We have Beetlestone. Now, when Beetlestone comes into play, all other Beetlestones you control are placed on top of your library, and Beetlestone deals 2 damage to random opponent idol. So, that's an interesting way of damaging your idols. So it certainly would be play it, lose the one that's on there already, and then you can play it almost immediately because it was going to be, well, certainly on the next turn. Interesting. Okay. Now, Fungify. Target creature gets +5 health, and its base countdown is increased by 1. So I think we can see the difference here between Fungify at 2 resource points and where is it? It's down here. Oakblood. There's +6 health and 5 resource. Because the thing is the your countdown is increased. We have Ilmir Tribesman, which I think is probably just padding out the Ilmirs, but certainly a 3/3/4 at 2 is quite a beefy one. Sickening Fumes spell. Until end of opponent's turn, opponent's units have their attack decreased by 3. That's quite a powerful one for just 2 resources, perhaps. Uneasy Alliance. Enchanted creature's attack is increased by 2 for each Uneasy Alliance on the same side. When an enchanted unit is destroyed, all units on that side enchanted with Uneasy Alliance are destroyed. Okay, interesting. So, multiple cast of those, and multiple damage. Interesting. Okay, we then have Watcher. For each unit adjacent to Watcher that is destroyed by anything other than melee combat, Watcher deals 3 damage to a random opponent idle. Okay, cool. We then have Eager Scryer. If Eager Scryer's countdown is 2 or more at the end of the turn, draw a scroll. Okay, so we've got more draw for these guys. Monstrosity. While there are any other monstrosity adjacent to monstrosity, attack and health is increased by 1. While there are any other creatures adjacent to monstrosity, attack and health is decreased by 1. Oh, okay. So we'll be throwing a few of those out. Unforeseen Onslaught. It's a spell. All your units with attack 1 or less get Slayer until end of turn. If you've got attack 1 or less, and you get Slayer, you still have to damage though, don't you? So I wonder how that's going to work. You've got a Slayer but 0 attack. Bloodline Taint. A target unit and all other units on the same side that share a subtype get Curse too. I likey. Ire and Bile. The spell. All units gain Curse 1 and gain +1 attack until the end of their next turn. Okay. Monstrous Brood. Creatures you control that share a name with target creature are all replaced by a monstrosity. So it's kind of like a Necrogeddon. You're placing it with those. Oh, that's kind of powerful, isn't it? Monstrous Brood. Convert anything if you've already got some of the Ilmirs or something like that. Suddenly you have multiple monstrosities that match together. Then you have quite a hefty attack there. And finally, Pest Dissimulator. Ranged attack. When Pest Dissimulator deals damage to a creature, the damaged creature and adjacent creatures get Curse 1 and are poisoned for 3 rounds. Now, I think that might be the one. Either that or Divinator. That might be too powerful. I believe in chat they were saying that it might be Divinator. Was that the mechanics, there might have been problems when it was actually being implemented, so it's been thrown in. But there we go. There we have the 39 scrolls that have been added. I think that we're going to be having another one added soon with energy. I also believe that through IRC, I really would recommend you guys joining IRC, and it does record the previous chat, so you can always scroll back the history. Get on there so you can see what Mans and other moderators are saying. But yeah, I believe what's happening is that these scrolls are being thoroughly tested on the server, and they're going to have a lot of scrolls, quoting, a lot of scrolls added to live at the same time that Judgment is added as well. So it's possible that in the coming weeks we're going to be seeing more scrolls added, which is right smart and tidy. Very happy about that. And the fact that we've got 39 all in a single go, it's going to be brilliant. Okay, now that's it. Thanks very much for watching this. Now on Thursday, scroll stream 8:30 p.m. British Standard Time. We're going to be playing some of these decks against each other. So by all means, please check it out. We'll be recording it as well, and I'll add it to this channel. Let me know, guys, if there's anything that you fancy me covering specifically. What I am also going to be doing, and please don't hate me for this, but I've got a beta key for Hearthstone. What I want to do is I want to do a live stream for that, so we can thoroughly dissect it and see exactly where we think they're going wrong. I must admit, I've been watching a couple of the Hearthstone live streams with thousands of people watching, and it just feels kind of soulless. Scrolls is my thing. I'll always love scrolls, but you know, sometimes you have to sleep with the enemy, as it were. Right, thanks very much for watching and listening to my drivel. Keep an eye out for streams and so on, and take care of yourself. Bye.